Good afternoon, everyone. It's me again, Al Brown Spencer. Today is Sunday, the 11th of April 2021, and it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the situation is still the same. Uh, and actually, I am still being put in this fantasy world where actually people do not see my videos, and I'm 100% sure of the fact that it is controlled, and they have their hands on it, and they are controlling what people can see when they search for my videos, and so on. The other thing is, please, if you are manipulated by anyone to contact me, please do not contact me if you are not 100% genuine and interested to know more and support, and so on. The other thing is, please do not contact before sorry, after 12 o'clock at night. So if you contact me, please contact me before 12 o'clock or midnight, because there is no way I can spend time on the phone after midnight talking about things that makes me upset and brings back bad memories and actually can give me nightmares, and I promise you this is genuine. So anyway, if you want to contact me, please contact me before 12 o'clock midnight. And if you are genuine, please, by all means, you can contact me. If you are manipulated in any way, form, or shape, please do not. Because there is no point that if you're manipulated, and 100% if you're manipulated, it is the authorities manipulating you. And even if you don't know, even if you think it's a genuine person asking you to contact me, blah blah blah, I promise you that's the authorities' work. The other thing as well, yesterday, I mean last night, a lady phoned me and she said she was interested to know more, and she said that she received the leaflet twice, 2 weeks later and 2 days ago, which is completely and utterly unjustified. I mean, when I go leafletting, I go to the same area once. So if I go to an area, I don't go again. So if it's the same area and I leafleted it there, I don't go and do leaflet again. And just to let you know where I leafleted in all of Westbourne and parts of Boscombe, which I'm going to carry on again, and Christchurch, which I am going to carry on leafleting there again. And I am determined to leaflet everywhere, not just Bournemouth. So Bournemouth, you have Westbourne, the Triangle, you have Winton, you have you know many places there, that Southbourne, Hengistbury Head. I mean, Bournemouth is a big town, so there are lots of places to leaflet. And please, I mean, 100% should be sure that if you receive a leaflet, I don't leaflet in the same place twice, so it's just once. And I leaflet everywhere in the same area, and it's like streets. And the only thing that I could think of, I might on the same day, I might have put a leaflet and forgot, and I thought for anything distracted me, for example, and I thought I didn't put in the last address or the last house that I put in, and then I put another one. So it would be in the same way as if two leaflets gone through the letterbox at the same time, but different date. No, never, 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 never. Anyway, guys, anyone who receives my leaflet and reads it, please do not put it in the bin. This is 100% genuine. Please support. If you can't, please pass it on to as many people as possible. And just to make it clear for people who would manage to see any video or these videos as well, I'm going to be printing it out, and I mean, like burn it on CDs, and I will be passing it on to everyone, and houses and places and individuals and all of this. Anyway, just for you to know the reality of the situation, I was used, abused, tortured in every way, shape, and form. My human rights were violated in every way, shape, and form by the authorities of the country where I was born and the British authorities. And the core and the root of all of what was done to me is the country where I was born. And the government there trying to make it look like, or trying to claim that it's a relative of mine, blah blah blah, who have the authorities, and they have this authorities and they used it, blah blah blah. Just to make it clear to everyone, if anyone claims or trying to convince you it's a family affair, just ask yourself this question: why would family use, abuse, and torture and violate human rights of a member of their family for no reason? Even if they were thinking they were doing something wrong, it's not allowed to use, abuse, torture, or violate human rights of people unless you have an evidence to persecute them and actually put them in a fair trial. And even then, you cannot touch or violate their human rights or use or abuse and torture them. The other thing, just for you to be clear, or to to understand, the country or the government of the country where I was born always do the same. So they use, this is their it's like high authorities, that's what they do. So they will recruit, if they do something to a family, they would recruit someone from this family, near or far second grade or second stage relative or whatever, and they will actually give them the authority and make them believe that they are in control and doing all of this. And then in the end, if anything goes wrong, these are the people who would be sacrificed, and the people who are behind the curtain as well. Well, they would be protected. Sorry, not as well, but they will be protected, and so on. Sorry guys, for some reason the camera was stopped and the video stopped, so I have to uh, 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 you know play another one. I'm gonna put them together. So anyway, what you need to understand, guys, that the country where I was born is the main cause of my tragedy, and it is the reason why I am putting these videos, and they are the ones who caused me all of this, and they are the evil in my life that caused me all of this tragedy and all of this. And whatever claims of presumptions, assumptions, accusations, whatever they will come up with, is just a justification. These people, they do their work from behind the curtain, and they are amongst people like normal people, while actually they have the authority to do whatever they want. So these people are the people behind what was done to me. As for the British authorities, they are responsible and liable, and will be taken to court for what was done to me here in the UK, from abuse, torture, and so on. So if you're confused between why the authorities of the country where I was born did this to me, it's a long story that goes back to my father, and actually they recruited his cousin and they used him. It's a long story, and including assassinations, and I'm gonna give all the information you would need in details, but not on the phone, because I don't know who you are. You could be anyone. So if you're interested to know more, please get in touch and we can meet personally, and I can give you all the details you need to know about everything that was done in the last, what can I say, 40 years. Uh, and even my father told me about lots of things they used to do to him, and so on. And it's unbelievable. And when I tell you through the details, and take you through the details of what crimes they did against my father and my family, you will never ever believe it. And not only this, even now till the moment when they discovered, or when they tried to rectify things and so on, they are trying to make it look like they are helping or they are trying to compensate, but indirectly they are trying to compensate with objects, things, services, facilitations, blah blah blah, and all of this. And this is why everyone who would watch this video, you need to understand that these cunts have no honor and cannot be trusted. So when they are trying to make it look like they are compensating with objects or things, blah blah blah, they have the authorities to make it look like, I don't want this, I don't need this, there's another reason I want this, there's another reason I want that, blah blah blah. Anyway, they have the power and the authority to put doubts and actually, make it look like it's another fantasy or whatever. So in other words, these cunts cannot be trusted, and the only way to get my compensations from them is by exposing them and getting my money, currency. This is the only way. Any kind of facilitations, or they say, oh, we're gonna make it up to them. And I tell you one thing they do to keep their authorities over people: when they use someone, abuse them, torture them, and blah blah blah, they actually stay, keeping their eyes on them. And they say, oh, we're trying to make it, up to them, and we're gonna make the pound for them like a £10. So what they do, basically, everything you buy is cheaper for you. Everything blah 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 is discounted. Everything blah blah blah. So if you buy something for £100, the actual price is 500, but for you £100. So this is what they do. But actually, by doing this, because it doesn't cost them anything, it goes under the investigations, the and so on. They actually stay on your top of your head. They actually stay using and abusing and torturing you, but indirectly by keeping their authorities over you until you go to the grave. My father told me about lots of things they did to him, and even after they made sure he was clear and he was innocent, they didn't leave him alone. They stayed, and I'm gonna tell you the whole story, because they killed him, they sacrificed him. You see what they do? They, even after making sure that you are an innocent person, they don't leave you alone. They justify staying in touch with you or being on top of your head, that they are trying to make it up to you, gradually, so no one notice. The pound will be like 100 in your pocket, blah blah blah, and all of this bullshit that my father basically explained to me about them, and that actually in the end turned out to be the reality, not bullshit. Imagine when your father telling you things and you're polite and say, okay, no problem, blah blah blah, and you think like, come on man, I mean, why the authorities will be doing this to you or after you? And in the end, everything he said is 100% true, and they are the fucking cunts, and they are repeating, history is repeating itself, and they are using, if there is a relative out there in the country where I was born, in front of the West and the other authorities in the world, that, oh, responsible for what was done to me, a relative, they love me, they wanna, make me someone, blah blah blah, and all of this bullshit. I promise you, that's just the history repeating itself, because they used my father's cousin against him, and my father told me. And just if anyone from the authorities here in the UK or other countries, that any country that were involved and so on, and you actually believe this bullshit about a relative, blah blah blah, and all of this, just ask yourself this question: if it is a relative, and a relative that thought something was wrong, or I was doing something wrong, or all of this bullshit, and used and abused and tortured me and blah blah blah, why aren't they literally, after all what was done, just give me my money, cut any ties, I'm gonna start my life away from these cunts, whether relatives or not, and so on? Why aren't they facilitating this? Why are they insisting on prolonging all what is happening to me and the making up, the investigations, and all of this? Just ask yourself. Anyone who was sacrificed, including my father and my eldest brother, or anyone was harmed because I was saying something or talking, thinking loudly, or, thinking about this or that, or talking without knowing that someone was listening, blah, blah, blah. It's not my responsibility. I cannot be taken liable for you harming people because I was thinking aloud, knowing that no one, was listening. Well, actually, people were listening. So, in other words, who should pay the price for this? I didn't harm anyone in any way, form, or shape. And if I was talking or thinking loudly and being, free, I am in the United Kingdom. I have my freedom to talk. I have my freedom to think aloud. I have my freedom, blah, 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 my privacy. Well, actually, all of this was bullshit because these cunts played it well and kept me under surveillance, working with their psychological work through everything I saw or heard on TV or internet, blah, 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 to get the outcome or to get things they used to do whatever they wanted to do. So, in other words, just ask yourself, I didn't harm anyone whatsoever. I don't have any power or authority over anyone, and I don't want any authority or power over anyone or whatever. And I don't want to have anything to do with authorities, power, politics, and all of media, fame, blah blah blah, all of this bullshit. Just ask yourselves, after all what was done, why am I still being under surveillance? Why haven't I got paid my compensations that I have been crying for ages? Even I was ready to take it in an amicable way. But again, the authorities don't want this because all what they want to do, okay, we are going to achieve or make his dream come true. What is his dream? What does he like? What does he want to do? And then put doubts over and over and over again around anything I want to do. And then they escape the responsibility of making this true. You see how they play it? Rather than giving me my money, some lump sum of money, compensations, and I can actually achieve my dreams, that what I want, air and sea adventures. But no, what they do, what car does he like? We're gonna give him a car. What aircrafts he like? What boat he like? So it's objects because they can control this by putting doubts around it. And I know for sure because I was asked many times by individuals who actually their body language and the way they asked made a big, difference and made sense. Like they asked, why Spain? Why do you want to go to Spain? And I was like, why not? I went to Spain to many places, and Castillon de la Plana is beautiful, and I love it. And I want to start my air and sea adventures business there. Taking my compensations, start my air and sea adventures center, buying a lovely house, starting my life again, being happy, being successful, and so on. In a country that has got nothing to do with any torture or abuse that was done to me. But they are like, why do you want to go to Spain? Blah. And they put doubts. That's what they do. They just put doubts so they don't have to pay the money. And because they don't have to pay the money, the surveillance and interference in my life and their existence in my life is carrying on and prolonged, which I don't want. And I'm saying it and making it clear to anyone watching this. If you are from any authority in the world and you are involved, not just the fucking cunts in the country where I was born, if you think that I would want these cunts after all what they have done to me and caused me of grief, trouble, tragedy in my life, that I would want them to exist in my existence and in my circle in life, you would be crazy. Why would I keep crazy, demented bastards like these in my life? I escaped that fucking place and this fucking cunts to come to the UK to start a new life, and they didn't leave me alone, even till the moment. And now I have to leave the UK after the fucking cunts here as well liaised with them and did to me all of this. So just think about it. Why would anyone allow any bastards and cunts like this, or any authority in general, to interfere in their life or have anything to do with their lives? Freedom and privacy means no authority involved in one's life. I mean, think about it. I mean, there are lots of, cameras and surveillance and blah, blah, blah. And another thing that I would like to make clear to anyone who would watch this, when they involve inferior authorities to them, like the police, they don't tell them the details. They just put a declared accusation or presumption or doubt or suspicious around, the individual or the victim, in this case me, and basically they manipulate the police and they back them up with this kind of, you know doubts and, all of this. And actually they have their own investigation separate. So the police is having, so I'll give you an example. So I for example lived in other place before, so without giving names now, because these places will be in the court of law, question the landlords and all of this, but and private companies and so on. But if I go, for example, and live in a place and there is a window on the opposite place, for example, they can rent a flat or a house or whatever, and for the police to actually do their surveillance. And this is in front of the inferior authorities, the police. This is the surveillance, basically. But actually, the high authorities would have gained and prepared for all of this even before moving to this place, because they control where you search for properties, where you search for a place to go, and they actually show you what is available, and they know what you would go for based on the details they have about what you like, what you dislike, and they know you inside out. So they put options that they know the most reasonable option that you would go for is that, for example. And they prepare, and also they have, like, they double up on everything. So anyway, so they have their surveillance and keys and everything even before you fucking move to this place, and they have their fucking listening devices and cameras and all of this, and you move, and in front of the inferior authorities, this is a formal investigation, and they have, cameras away, blah blah blah, while actually the high authorities have the whole thing inside out in their hands. And in the end, when things go wrong, like did with my case, oh, the inferior authorities, they are the cunts. They are the ones who beat me up. They are the ones who unlawfully arrested me. They are the ones who, cooked up the whole fucking thing, and they are the ones did this and blah blah blah. I'm not saying so empathizing with these inferior authorities, because it doesn't matter. If you're allowed to use your authority against someone based on presumptions, assumptions, and all of this bullshit, and actually harm them, you must be punished. Doesn't matter what's your authorities. You're responsible for your acts. Doesn't matter who manipulated you or who gave you the feeling that that was the right thing or blah blah blah. It doesn't make any difference. And that's what the high authorities work on. So people, if you phone me to ask me about the reasons, please understand that I wouldn't be able to literally on the phone give you all the information that you expect to get from just a phone call, because I leafleted asking you to help and support. To help and support, you need to meet me, and I meet you, and I know you are actually someone genuine, and you are genuinely trying to support and stand by my side against the authorities and expose them and make this case public. And then I would tell you bit by bit about everything from the beginning till now, rather than on the phone giving you, bits and pieces, mix and match, which wouldn't make sense, and then you would jump to conclusion. So anyway, guys, Please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask. However, just expect that if it's too much details, I cannot give it on the phone. We have to meet in person, and I have to make sure that you're a genuine person and genuinely interested in helping me and supporting me to expose these cunts and make this case public. I have enough information to expose these cunts and enough knowledge about their work and what they do. And I don't care if they fucking kill me, if they fucking do whatever they want. I'll still come back and claim justice and my rights and my compensations and exposing them. And they would just be doing it, you know, making it worse for them in the end, making the price so much that maybe they wouldn't be able to pay it. I mean, till the moment or till now, the price they must pay, yes, big compensations, financial compensations, and moral compensations, and a court case that will expose lots and lots and lots and lots of things that has been happening that I am aware of since, well, I was born 77, and I would say since 1981. Anyway, guys, if you can support, if you need to know more, if you can help, please get in touch as soon as possible. And if you're genuine, please get in touch. If you're manipulated, please stay away and so on. And I need your support to expose these bastards and get this case public and get my financial compensations so I can actually leave this country, the United Kingdom, and go and restart my life in Castillon de la Plana, where hopefully there will be no more surveillance, no more interference in my life, no more use, abuse, or torture. And actually, the compensations I'm going to take will actually, be untouchable, in terms of these cunts won't be, doing any of their monkey business to, take this money back or make it hard for me or whatever. Because as I said many times before, they can give me even £100 million and then they can take it back, or they can make my life as hard as absolutely, unimaginable. And they would say, oh, here you go, you got the money. What are you going to do with it now? So anyway, please guys, get in touch. My name is Al Brown Spencer, and temporarily I'm staying at room number 1, and that's 135 West Hill Road, and that's Bournemouth BH2 5EG, and my telephone number is 0746 5920503. Again, it's 0746 5920503, and my email address is alpha.bravo.spencer@hotmail.com. Thank you very much, guys. Please get in touch. Please be genuine. Please do not be manipulated. Please, please, please do not be manipulated. Be a genuine person. And I have a lot to expose these cunts and to say and information to reveal. Well, thank you very much for your time and have a good day. Thank you.